before America became a superpower, before the Civil War, before Normandy, before Desert Storm. There were men whose bloodlines came from across the world: England, Scotland, Ireland, Germany, France, and far beyond. These were the generals who shaped American history through war, strategy, sacrifice, and victory. From George Washington to Patton to Eisenhower to Petraeus, this is the untold story of where America's greatest military leaders truly came from. Their roots built armies, their decisions changed nations, their victories changed the world. Richard Montgomery became one of the first great heroes of the American Revolution after leading the daring capture of Montreal in 1775. Nathaniel Greene, one of George Washington's most trusted commanders, helped crush British power in the Southern Campaign through strategy, endurance, and relentless pressure. Andrew Jackson, born from Scottish and Irish ancestry, rose to national fame after his decisive victory at the Battle of New Orleans. Winfield Scott became one of the greatest military minds of the 19th century, helping shape the future American Army. Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Ulysses S. Grant, William Tecumseh Sherman. The American Civil War created some of the most legendary generals in military history. George H. Thomas, remembered as the Rock of Chickamauga, became one of the Union's most reliable commanders after holding the line during one of the Civil War's most desperate battles. William Tecumseh Sherman changed warfare forever with his devastating march to the sea during the Civil War. Ulysses S. Grant led Union forces to victory at Vicksburg and Appomattox, helping preserve the United States during its darkest hour. Thomas Stonewall Jackson became one of the Confederacy's most legendary commanders after his fearless leadership during the Valley Campaign and Chancellorsville. George B. McClellan transformed the Army of the Potomac into one of the largest and most organized fighting forces of the Civil War era. Philip Sheridan led devastating Union offensives through the Shenandoah Valley and became one of America's highest-ranking military commanders. J.E.B. Stuart became famous for his daring cavalry raids and fast-moving reconnaissance during the American Civil War. George Armstrong Custer became one of the most famous cavalry commanders in American history, remembered for both his Civil War victories and his legendary last stand at Little Bighorn. John J. Pershing commanded American expeditionary forces in World War I and led massive offensives at Saint-Mihiel and Meuse-Argonne. George C. Marshall became the architect of America's World War II military strategy and helped build the modern U.S. Army. Douglas MacArthur commanded Allied forces across the Pacific and led some of the most famous campaigns of World War II and Korea. George S. Patton, whose ancestry traced through German Scotland, England, and Ireland, became one of America's most feared commanders during World War II. Dwight D. Eisenhower, born from German and Swiss ancestry, commanded the Allied invasion of Europe and helped defeat Nazi Germany. Omar Bradley became one of America's most respected World War II commanders after leading massive Allied offensives from Normandy to the Battle of the Bulge. Matthew Ridgway helped turn the tide of the Korean War and became legendary for his aggressive airborne leadership during World War II. Lucius D. Clay played a crucial role in defending West Berlin during the Berlin Airlift, one of the defining confrontations of the Cold War. Creighton Abrams became one of the most influential American commanders of the Vietnam War, and later gave his name to the legendary M1 Abrams tank. Colin Powell, whose roots traced back to Jamaica, rose to become chairman of the Joint Chiefs and one of America's most influential military leaders. Norman Schwarzkopf Jr. became the face of Operation Desert Storm after leading one of the most decisive military victories of the modern era. David Petraeus helped reshape modern American warfare through the Iraq Surge and his command operations in Afghanistan.